Welcome to the Stop Overdrinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving working moms come to learn how to stop overdrinking, reduce overwhelm and anxiety, and show up like the players they were meant to be. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik, and let's dig in. Welcome to episode 20, How to Handle Social Situations. Hello, how are you guys? I am fantastic. I am recording this podcast the day after Mother's Day, and I had a great weekend with the kids. Yesterday we went to the Buddhist temple, and they had a beautiful Mother's Day celebration there and service, and it was really, really nice. And the kids made cards for all the moms, and they sung us a song, and then we all got to do a lying meditation together. Although it wasn't that relaxing because my kids were all surrounding me and they were poking each other and not actually doing the meditation. So it was a nice idea. I don't know if the people around us were able to meditate or not, but anyway, it was a lovely experience. And then my amazing husband watched my friend's 2 kids and our 3 kids and let us go out and get a pedicure and do a little shopping, and we took the dogs on a hike. So kudos to him for putting it all together and holding down the fort, not only with my 3 kids, but my other friends' kids as well. So thank you, honey. Not that you listen to this podcast, but I'm putting it out there. Thank you. I sent an email out to the people on my email list yesterday, and the email list was titled, "You Are a Queen Mama," and I'm going to read it to you guys. Happy Mother's Day. Whether you have kids, a mom who is living, or any other mother figure in your life, I want to wish you a beautiful Mother's Day. You are a mother. You are the mother to yourself, and that could quite possibly be the most important mother on the planet. Today, I want you to honor the mother of you. Love and honor yourself. Notice how you take care of yourself every single day. Acknowledge your hard work. How you get up every day willing to live another day, no matter what. You are either working outside of the home or in your home or both. You are feeding and caring for yourself. You are invested to continue to learn and grow. You move your body. You take care of it. You worry about it. You think about your future and how you can live your best life. That is exactly what mothers do. And all mothers deserve to be celebrated, loved, cherished, and honored. So whether you have kids or a mom or not, happy Mother's Day to you, Queen Mama, mother of yourself, mother to your life, mother to your future. What are you doing today that will honor and cherish you? What do you guys think about that? Have you ever thought about yourself as a mother to yourself? I came up with this idea when I was running, and I was like, wow, we really are mothering ourselves, right? We take care of ourselves. We feed ourselves. We plan things for ourselves. There isn't a more important person to celebrate than the mother to yourself, right? Whatever we do in our lives has a downward effect to all the people around us. So if we do have kids or siblings or spouses or friends or coworkers, the way we take care of ourselves is reflective in our relationships with other people and our life. So I would argue to say that honoring the mother in you is the most important person to honor. It starts with you, your thoughts, your feelings, all of it. So I want you guys to really think about that. How are you honoring yourself? How are you respecting yourself? How are you mothering yourself in a way that is serving you to living your best life? All right, this week is all about how to handle social situations. And I want to talk about social situations and our attempts to cutting back on how much we are drinking. So often I hear fears around going to social functions, seeing friends, traveling, work events, when we are trying to cut back or take a break from alcohol. And I spend a lot of time with my clients on this topic. So get your journals out and get ready for some great tips. Tip number 1 is don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people think. And don't worry about what other people think. In all seriousness, if this is the only thing you take away from this podcast, it can change your life. This is the biggest thing that we worry about. We worry about what we will say to our friends or colleagues when the server comes around to take our drink orders. We don't want to make our friends feel uncomfortable. We might have clients we are entertaining, and heaven forbid we don't have a glass of wine with them at dinner. We can't have them thinking anything weird about us, right? When we picture what we'll say in our minds during the social situation, it causes us to spin out and generate a big old story, and we are so freaked out about it, we will avoid it at all costs. We might lie and say we can't go out for some reason or another, or we work ourselves up so much by the time we get there, we just say screw it, and we have a drink because it's easier than feeling so uncomfortable, and we are scared to say anything about us not drinking. I want to explain why worrying about what other people think is the worst thing you can do before attending a social situation. When you worry about what other people will say or think, it causes you to feel anxious or scared. Think about what you do when you feel anxious or scared. Do you overthink, avoid the situation, maybe drink? Let me get really specific. If you think, I don't know what I'm going to say or what my friends will say when I say I'm not drinking tonight. I don't want to be weird. I don't want them to think I have a problem. How do you feel? Scared, anxious, worried? And when you feel worried, what do? Overthink? Do you play out the conversations in your head? You might cancel your plans. You might just decide in the moment to drink rather than to honor your commitments to not drink. And your results from that line of thinking are you aren't doing what you actually want to be doing. You aren't moving forward towards your goals of honoring your commitments and being able to attend social functions and not drink. Do you see that? That line of thinking and worrying about what other people might say or think does not serve you in your goals and cutting back. Those thoughts you are having are actually creating your current result. You aren't progressing towards your goals. You aren't working on allowing your urges to drink. You aren't honoring your commitments to yourself. Nothing's gone wrong, so don't worry if you've been thinking this or you've done this in the past. But it's good to know and understand that worrying about what other people think does not help you in your long-term success to stop over drinking. We get ourselves so worked up before a social event that 1, we don't go and we lie. 2, we change our drink plan to a larger number of drinks so we don't feel uncomfortable in the moment. Or 3, don't honor our drink plans at all and just completely overdrink. Or 4, we go and we white knuckle through the whole experience, hating it so much because all we are thinking about is how we can't drink and how we think everyone else is having so much fun. Way more fun than we are. And none of this is necessary, y'all. Seriously. Worrying about what other people think about us not drinking or drinking only distracts us from focusing on our work to stop over drinking. When you are focused on what other people are thinking, it prevents you from actually doing the things you want to be doing for yourself. Let me ask you this. Do other people's thoughts help you in your goals to stop over drinking? Let me ask you again. Do other people's thoughts, the sentences in their mind, help you in your goals to stop over drinking? The answer should be no. How could other people's thoughts help you stop over drinking? Do you need them to think positively about your decision to not drink or to only have one? No, because it's their thoughts. Their thoughts affect their feelings, and they take action based on how they feel. It has no control over your feelings or your actions. So we don't need them to think positively or negatively because whatever they think has no effect on us. Are you guys hearing me? I really want you to think about that. There's sentences in the other person's brain. You thinking about what they're thinking in their brain only distracts you from you focusing on you. Okay? All right, so how do we not worry? You might be asking me. Well, if you find yourself with an upcoming social situation, you need to ask yourself what you are thinking about it, and then you need to write down all those thoughts. And if a lot of them are similar to what I just described to you, you can change your thoughts. We can change our thoughts to ones that will have a way better outcome. This is part of being a human that's so exciting. We don't have to believe our thoughts, hang on to them, or give them any power at all. And all of our thoughts are optional. At the same time, our thoughts are the most powerful thing we have as humans. Our thoughts create our results in our lives. That's why when we approach a social situation, we have to get in a really clear understanding of what we are currently thinking, because if our thoughts aren't in alignment with our goals, we will have a completely different outcome than what we want to have. All right, tip number 2 is actually getting aware of our current thinking about the upcoming social event. So write the event name down at the top of your journal, and then under that, write, what am I thinking about this event and my desire to not overdrink? And then just start writing and writing and writing. Then if you're not coming up with much, ask yourself, what do I think other people will think about me not drinking? And then write out all your thoughts about what other people might think, and just get it out of your brain onto your journal. And when you are done, I want you to see all those thoughts and circle the ones that make you feel anxious, scared, or worried. Now I want you to tell yourself that if you keep thinking those thoughts, then you will not progress towards your goals the way you want to. Now I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to think about the social situation? What do I want to feel? What do I want to do? And some ideas for those thoughts are, I'm completely confident that I can go and order a sparkling water and a lime and have a great time. Or, I know this is something new, but I'm committed to my journey of stopping over drinking, and practicing this in a social situation is required. Or, I am okay with being uncomfortable for a little bit. It's the price I'm willing to pay to stop over drinking. Or, I know I'm going to want to have a drink when I'm out, and it's okay. I'm going to allow my desire and my urge to drink to be there without giving in or white-knuckling. This social event is the perfect opportunity to practice allowing the urge. Or, I'm not going to worry about what my friends will say. Instead, I'm going to focus on my goals and have my own back and honor my commitments. Do you see where I'm going? You need to generate new thoughts that will cause you to feel confident or whatever emotion you want to have during that social event. I would write out several thoughts you could think before and during the event. Brainstorm different ways you can think about it. Right now, your current thinking isn't serving you, right? So ask yourself, what are some ways you can think that will help you not overdrink? Your brain has all the answers. This is so fun. Seriously, you can ask yourself that and you will be amazed at what your brain says back to you. When you do this, you are engaging that prefrontal part of your brain that has your best interest at heart. It wants to help you and see you succeed. So when you ask it specific questions, it will deliver you the right answers. I will warn you, though, it will also deliver you the wrong answers. So if you ask it, what will other people think of me if I don't drink with them? You will get all those answers, right? That will keep you stuck right where you are. And you have to program your brain to get the outcome you desire. And you program it by asking questions that serve you in your goals, and then asking it to generate new thoughts if your default programming isn't serving you. Remember, your primitive brain wants to keep you safe by avoiding pain, seeking pleasure, and not expending much energy. Your primitive brain is the one delivering you all the worry and anxious thoughts about what other people might think. The third thing you want to do is have a plan in advance of the social situation. So plan if you will be drinking or not drinking. If you decide not to drink, have your plan with how long you will stay, what your thoughts will be, and how you want to feel. Plan what you will drink instead of alcohol. If you are planning to drink, plan at least 24 hours in advance, exactly what you will drink and how much. Plan to allow your urges. Plan to feel a little uncomfortable. Plan to allow yourself to feel all of it and process, and tell yourself you are not going to be at the effect of your emotions, that you're always in control of what you do. Also, plan to have a good time. If you want to go out and have one drink or none and want to have fun, plan on that. What will you need to think to ensure that you will have fun? Also, plan for how you will feel the next day. Do you want to wake up early and exercise and feel confident? You need to write out your plan. Don't just keep your plan in your head. You have to put it on paper like a real plan. How much you will drink or won't drink, what you want to think before and during the event, and how you want to feel after. Will you have fun? How will you have fun? What will you be focusing on instead of what other people are thinking, and instead of the fact that you aren't drinking? I like to tell myself to focus on my conversations, laughing with my friends, telling stories, sharing, experiencing the event for what it is instead of letting all the wine thoughts cloud what it is I'm actually there to do. And when you approach the social situations with a solid plan, you won't fail. You put energy and thought into your plan and you walk in there with confidence. It's so much better than walking in and not sure how it will play out, or with doubt that you will be able to stick to your 2 drinks, right? Or no drinks. So I want you to play out both scenarios. Play out the story if you walk in with your current way of thinking about social situations. What will happen? And then play out what would happen if you did everything I suggest in this podcast. Do you think the outcome would be any different? Hell yeah, it will be. If you want to stop over drinking, you have to be willing to do some things differently. That includes thinking differently, approaching things differently, and being open to doing some work. So to conclude, tip number 1, don't worry about what other people are thinking about you and your decisions to drink. Tip number 2, write out all your thoughts about your ability to not drink in the social situation or to just have 1 or 2. Write out all your thoughts about what other people might think or say, and circle the thoughts that leave you feeling worried, anxious, or scared. And then brainstorm new thoughts you can generate in advance of the social event and ask yourself how you want to feel in advance. Tip number 3, create your plan. Decide if you will drink or not. If you are drinking, how many and of what. Write out your thoughts and feelings you want to have and what you want to think and feel after the event is over. If you are invited to something last minute, commit to not drinking. You only drink if you can plan for it 24 hours in advance. You can still do the planning of your thoughts and feelings and for how you want to feel after. And in closing, I want to say please don't hide or avoid. Hiding and avoiding social events does not help you get closer to your goals. These events can actually get us to our goals so much closer than avoiding. The more uncomfortable you are willing to feel, the faster you will accomplish your goals. Social events can catapult your confidence in knowing that you don't need alcohol to have a good time. It took me about 3 social events where I didn't drink to be fully confident and to finally realize I didn't need alcohol to have a good time, and it was smooth sailing from there. Now I go out and travel and have friends over, and I never have these worries or any social anxiety about drinking. But I was willing to go through the uncomfortable ones and to allow my urges to get where I am today. I couldn't have gotten where I am today without going to social situations and not drinking, and learning how to manage my mind and generating thoughts I could practice in those settings that served me. I couldn't have gotten here without allowing my urges in those social situations. It's uncomfortable, but it's worth it. You'll be uncomfortable either way. Choose the uncomfortable where you are in ultimate control. The other uncomfortable is when you're overdrank and you are feeling crappy the next day and beating yourself up about not staying committed to what you had planned. You've got this. If you want my help in creating confidence in social situations, you can schedule your free 30-minute consultation. The link is in the podcast show notes. There's no obligations at all, just me showing you what is possible. We'll talk to you next week. Oh, and don't forget to review me on iTunes. If you're on your phone, scroll down in the podcast show all the way to the bottom, click on the 5 stars, and then scroll a little bit more and click on write a review, and then leave me a few sentences about how my podcast has helped you. I produce fresh weekly content for you without any ads or any cost. Please review so that more people can see my podcast. The more people that see it, the more people I can help. I love you all. Have a beautiful day.